Hello, my dear students. How are you all today? Today, we're going to talk about something interesting. Are you ready? Come on in. Like I said, we're going to talk about something really interesting today. But just in case you're new to this channel, my dear students, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, now today we're going to talk about adjectives and degree of comparison. What does it mean, adjectives and degree of comparison? Before we go further, let's first go back about adjective. What is an adjective? Do you still remember? Now, when we say adjective, like I said, okay, adjectives are words that describe a noun. Take note, describe. What can you say about something? Say, for example, how can you describe this one? So this is a noun, this is a watch. Okay, so how can you describe the watch? You can say this watch is beautiful. Now, beautiful is one of the examples of adjective. Okay, so are words that describe a noun. Also, adjectives are words that describe a person, okay, a noun, a place, a thing, or an event. So again, adjectives describe a person, place, a thing, or an event. Now, adjectives also are used to compare a thing to another things, a person, places, animals, and events. So adjectives are used to compare. So when I say compare, what can you say about this one to the other to the other object or to other nouns? Okay. Now, this is the reason why we have degree of comparison of adjectives. So what is degree of comparison of adjectives? What are they? Can you still remember? Or do you know this one? Or no? Don't worry, that's why I'm here. Okay, so we have here positive degree. The first degree is positive degree. The second degree is comparative degree. The third degree is the superlative degree. Now listen carefully. What does it mean comparative? What does it mean positive? What does it mean comparative? And what does it mean superlative? Now I would like you to take a look of the following examples. So adjective, long. We have here adjective, young. Adjective, expensive. Now, these adjectives here belong to positive degree. Now, when we say positive degree, this is just pure adjective without comparing. Okay? So, for example, long, young, expensive. So, these are adjective. However, if you compare one object to another object, okay, that's why uh, comparative adjective comes in. So long, the comparative of long is longer than. Take note, longer than. Now, what does it mean comparative? What does it mean comparative? Now, when we say comparative, you are comparing two nouns, not three, but two. Again, comparative degree compares or comparing two nouns. Now, take a look here. How can we formulate comparative degree? Now, let's go back to syllables. Okay, syllables. When you say syllables, the count of every word. Say, for example, long. How many syllables are there in long? Just one syllable. Now, when the adjective is only one syllable, you have to add er here. Again, when the adjective is only or has only one a syllable, you only have, all you need to do is to add er and then the word than. So longer than, which means you are now about to compare two things. Now, what about young? How many syllables are there in young? One. So you have to add er, young, add er, it becomes younger, and than. However, look at example number three. Expensive, the positive or the adjective here is expensive. Now, I would like you to think how many syllables are there in expensive. Expensive, three syllables. Now, what is the rule here? When the adjective has two or more syllables, you can no longer add er here. Again, when the adjective has two or more syllables, you can no longer add er after the adjective. Instead, you're going to put more before the adjective. Okay, again, we're going to add more, the word more, before the adjective. So you'll say now, more expensive than. Why more expensive? Because expensive has three syllables. Expensive. And when the adjective has two or more syllables, you're going to add more before the adjective. So you will say now more expensive than. Okay, now this time we're going to talk about superlative degree. Now, when we say superlative, remember comparative compares two nouns. In superlative degree, we're going to compare three or more nouns. Again, superlative compares two or, no, not two, compares three or more nouns. How can we formulate superlative degree? Let's use the same adjective here. Long, comparative longer than. Now, superlative is the longest. It's very easy. Um, Take note, again, if the adjective has one syllable, okay, you only have, in order for it to make superlative degree, you only have to add the before the adjective, and you are going to add est after the adjective. Again, add the before the adjective and add est after the adjective. Only if the adjective has one syllable. But what will happen, or what happens if the adjective has two or more syllables? Let's find it out. Now let's have the word young again. So again, young has one syllable, comparative younger than, superlative we have the youngest. Again, you have to add the word the before the adjective and add est. So young, younger than, the youngest. So again, you have to add the before the adjective, and after the adjective, you have to add est. Okay? Only if the adjective has one syllable. Now, expensive. How many syllables are there in expensive? Expensive. So three syllables. Now again, expensive, comparative, more expensive than. Okay. Superlative, you will say the most expensive. Again, add the again. All the superlatives have the. And then here, after that, you have to add the word most expensive. Now, expensive, you could no longer add est. Again, do not add est to the adjective if the syllable or if the adjective has three syllables, three or more syllables, or two or more syllables. Okay? So instead, you have to add the word the, and then most after the most expensive. So you will say the most expensive. Here, the youngest. Do not add most here because young has only one syllable. Okay, so the most expensive. Always remember if the adjective has two or more syllables, in order for you to create or to make superlative degree, you're going to add the most. Again, the most, then the adjective. Please do not add est here if the adjective has two or more syllables. Okay, now let's have more examples. So let's create a sentence. So positive degree, my pencil is long. So the adjective here is long and the noun here is pencil. My pencil is long. So this is positive, no comparison at all. However, comparative degree, remember, comparative is comparing two or more nouns or two nouns, I mean. Okay, so we have here, my pencil is longer than his pen. Remember, what are the two nouns being compared here? Pencil and pen. And long has one syllable, so you only have to add er, so long, add er, longer than. Okay, do not forget that. So my pencil is longer than his pen. This time, let's have the superlative degree. Now, superlative degree, once again, it is comparing three or more nouns. Look at this. My pencil is the longest of all pencils. So my pencil is the longest. Again, how to formulate superlative with one syllable? Add the, then add est after the adjective. So the longest of all pencils. So my pencil is the longest of all pencils. Now, our baby is young. So the adjective here is young. And how many syllables are there in young? One. So you have to say, our baby is younger than, do not forget to add the word than, her baby. So two babies here are being compared. So our baby is younger than her baby. Okay. Next one, superlative. Our baby is the youngest of all the babies. Okay. Again, three or more nouns are being compared here. Our baby is the youngest. Again, young has one syllable, and you have to add the and then add est after the adjective. So is the youngest of all babies. Okay. My first another example, iPhone is expensive. So take note, how many syllables are there in expensive? Expensive, so three. So if the adjective has two or more syllables, you have to add what again? Okay, very good. You have to add the or more. In comparative degree, you have to add more than, okay, or more expensive than. So you'll say iPhone is more expensive than Samsung S6. So how many nouns are being compared here? Two, iPhone and Samsung S6. Okay, iPhone is more expensive than Samsung S6. Why more expensive? Because expensive has three syllables, and when the adjective has three syllables, two or more syllables, you have to add more before the adjective and than. Okay, so what is the superlative here? iPhone is the most expensive of all the cell phones. So is the most. Again, when the adjective has three, two or more syllables, we can make the superlative by adding the most. And if the adjective has two or more syllables. So iPhone is the most expensive of all the cell phones. Okay, now let's practice. So let's have here more examples. You have sweet, sweeter than, the sweetest, large, larger than, the largest, difficult, more difficult than, and the most difficult. Now let's have a sentence. Let's do this some exercise. Supply the correct degree of comparisons. So we have your positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Smart, the positive degree. The comparative is smarter than, and the superlative is the smartest. Very good. So we have a comparative cheaper than. So what do you think is the positive degree? Very good. It's cheap. And what do you think is a superlative degree? Amazing. So you can say the cheapest. Now, handsome, positive degree. How many syllables are there in handsome? Handsome. And when the adjective has two or more syllables, what are we going to do again? Okay, so let's do superlative. What is the superlative of handsome? Very good. The most handsome. And comparative, more handsome than. Great job. So I hope that you've learned something in this video. If you found this video interesting, informative, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye bye.